So, how long did it take me to actually start earning over £10,000 profit per month through my property portfolio? Well, it took me around 4 years. Okay, that's roughly how long it took me. 4 years of graft, determination, headache, stress, you name it. That's how long it took me. So, for those of you that don't know, my name is Luigi Newton. I own 30 properties in Nottingham and I'm a property developer. I only started earning over £10,000 profit per month once I had 15 properties, guys, that were all let out as well. Okay, so when I owned 15 properties, it's not like I was immediately on 10k plus per month profit. No, that's not how it worked. I had to get them all rented out or leased to social housing providers. They needed people in there in order for me to kind of profit from them. So you might be thinking, 15 properties, that's a lot, that's too many. Like, how comes the profit was so low on them? Well, how it works with myself, guys, is most of my properties that I own are actually on joint ventures. So I'll purchase a property and my joint venture partner will fund the deal, I'll do all the work, and we split the profits 50-50. So say if we're making like £1,000 profit from a property in a month, we'd split that 500-500. If you own 15 yourself with no investors or joint venture partners, then yes, you might be able to get to that kind of 10 grand a month profit mark much quicker. But who really has like £1,000,000 sitting there that they can just straight away do 15 deals with? Not me. So that's why I love doing joint ventures and working with JV partners and investors. Now, in order to do that, guys, you're going to need to be very motivated. You're going to be a motivated type of person. That's who you're going to need to be. You're going to need to be very, very driven, motivated, and you're going to have to speak with a lot of people, guys. It's not like I just spoke with a couple people and then they just funded all my deals. I spoke with a lot of people and I got a lot of no's. People said, no, I don't want to work with you. That doesn't make sense to me. But the thing is, guys, it might not make sense to some people, but for some people, it will work very well. Say, for example, someone's in London, they've got 200k in the bank, and they've been looking to buy something in London. They're looking on a, say, 6-7% return on investment. But say if you know how to do deals that can get you, say, 30% return on investment or even 20%, if they JV with you, their return on cash invested is going to be higher than if they was to buy something on their own. Now, another way to look at it is all of the work. Some people just don't want to put in that work of going and finding a deal that could potentially go wrong, etc. So they partner with you. You're the professional. You know what to do. You live and breathe property, and that will help you to do joint ventures and work with investors. So some food for thought there, guys. But if you're looking to make over 10k per month profit through property in the fastest way possible, I would say you want to go down the rent-to-rent social housing route. Now, the reason I'm saying that, guys, is because the barrier to entry is so low. So you can do like rent-to-rent social housing deals for like less than, say, £2,000 in terms of startup costs. So you might have, say, £600-700 deposit for the rent or £1,000 for the rent. And then you might have some furniture costs. So say if we're looking like a 2-bedroom apartment or a 2-bed house, you might need to get 2 beds, a sofa, etc. So you can understand what I'm saying. The setup cost is so low. Even if it's £3,000, you know, that's still very, very low compared with buying a property. The amount of capital you have to do to get into buying properties compared with rent-to-rent social housing is crazy. So if I was starting again from scratch, to be fair, I wouldn't change anything because things have worked out nicely. But if I was starting again right now and I had not much money, you know, I had less than, say, £5,000-6,000, I'd be looking to do rent-to-rent temporary accommodation and rent-to-rent social housing. Now, guys, I was actually very against rent-to-rent when I was in my early years in property. Did a couple deals myself, and I just really wanted ownership. So that's the kind of route I've taken, is ownership, trying to buy as many properties as I can. Looking back, if I knew that strategy now and I had the people around me then that I do now, I would definitely do it. It'll be a no-brainer for me. But I just want you to remember as well, guys, property if you're going to do it full time, it's a long game. It's not like a quick, fast money situation. Like, you know, you do really need to see it as a long play, a long game, and that's what it is. But right now, guys, I am just relaxing today. It's Sunday. Thought I'd make a quick video and try and give you a bit of a timeline. So yeah, for me, 4 years to get to that 10K mark. Now I'm on my 7th year, and yeah, it's obviously grown since then. The biggest difference that I felt financially was when I got my first property. The reason being is because before I owned a property, I was in the minus. Every single month, I was like minus like £700-800. Okay, so I was in the red. When I got my first property, I was then in the green. So every month I'm living for free and I'm making £500 profit every single month. So I felt the difference massively when I got my first property. And then I just said to myself, I need to get 10 of these. And then naturally, as you do, when you're on 10, you'll want to get more and you'll want to keep growing and keep on buying more and more properties. The great thing is as well, guys, is that once you get to a certain point in property and you have cash flow that will allow you to buy staff. I don't want to say buy staff, but I mean employ staff or have staff in your business. You can do stuff like start traveling and working remotely. So right now, I'm working from here. So I'm in Dubai right now. Literally, I just booked this Airbnb. It was like £1,200 for like 6 days. Then I'm going to a resort after. I'm actually going there in 2 days' time to this resort. The resort only costs like £1,200 for 6 nights. And then I'll just book somewhere else. So yeah, what I'm getting at here, guys, is that property will open a lot of doors for you, and you can look at property in 2 ways. You can approach it like a side hustle, or you can approach it as a full-time business, full-on business. I approach it like a business, and I'm glad I did, because it made me go all in and get obsessed and just become, or trying to become a master at property. That's what I'm trying to do. Obviously, I've got a long way to go. When you approach it as a side hustle, I've heard a lot of people say, property investing is great, but it's something that you just invest your profits from your business or from your salary into. So like, say you're in a high paid position, you're in a corporate job, you would then kind of invest your money into property as a side thing. Me personally, I do think that that is a good strategy, but I'm just a firm believer that when you're very, very focused on just one thing, you will get the best results, rather than if you're focused on like your job and property and, you know, your business and property. I just think if you've got laser focus, it massively helps you. So I'm glad I went all in and I didn't try and like build a corporate career and then build my wealth on the side. Although that is great, because there'll be a lot of people watching that is them. You fall into that category, that is great. 100% you should invest in property. Anyway, hope you found this video valuable. It's just a quick one today, just checking in with you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you all very soon.